Hi, this is Indy. This is my setting for today. Today I'll be doing some painting from life. So my aim is to be painting most days or drawing most days, preferably every day. But I'm currently watching this YouTube channel called Our Painted Lives, and basically this dude is painting every day, and he's giving this amazing information and knowledge about painting and his life, and it's amazing. So I'm just kind of listening to his view of painting and the way his mind constructs everything around it. And I'm trying to apply certain things about that to myself, as he has been a teacher for quite a long time at a university. I see there's so much knowledge and things that he acquired from his teachers and his surrounding, and it's just really interesting to hear about that and to actually recognize a lot of myself there, because he speaks in this very interesting manner which just explains the way his mind is working and analyzing everything around him while he's painting and through the painting process, which I do think is a journey. Like every painting is supposed to be a journey. You look at a painting and it's not just the image that you see, but the whole thing, how you created it. So I'm currently painting this orchid. This week's theme with him was supposed to be about food that we eat for breakfast, but I had started painting this already when he announced it. So no, I did not eat the orchid, but it's one of the objects that's quite relevant to my everyday life, because these are just some orchids that we have in the house, but they usually have the blooming season, and they're beautiful at the time, actually for a long time, and then they're not blooming and they don't look so pretty, and then we just put them somewhere where they get enough sun and they can just yet again wait for the time to be pretty. But they're placed on my studio table in the house, so I see them every day, and I just thought, they're part of my everyday creation life, and I'm just gonna paint them. So it's a little part of me and of my art life, something I see every day. There's quite a few of them. So I found that it was very important for me to do a drawing, an underdrawing for this one. I usually don't when I paint. I usually do like a sketch with the paint, but because I've not done a still life piece, and especially from life, for a long time, and it was quite a struggle, honestly, especially things like the pot and the shadow on this white sheet, and in general those white colors as well. It was reasonably difficult to get through because I was relying on some of the natural lighting I was getting, but I also had a lamp at the same time, so you can't rely on the light in the UK, like it's ever changing. Even now you can see there's a darkening happening in my image, but it's like every time, the sunlight would change or it would go behind a cloud, suddenly I would have these different tones in the white colors of the light, of the shadow, and I had to somehow adapt, but this was happening while I was painting, so, do I show them? Do I not show them? What's happening? Because, you have to be very sensitive about what colors you choose, and as an artist, I do feel that every painting that I do is a bit, I don't know if other artists approach it in the same way, but I find that I paint every single time. Like I'm starting again to paint something. Like sometimes I feel I don't learn from my experiences because like right now I was painting this and I knew that when I paint one layer, later on I'm gonna have to change everything because like maybe in an hour or so I will have a completely different idea of how that image actually looks. Like yeah, I'll understand it better, but I know that I'll have to like paint over what I have painted to be able to build it up. So, you know, all those decisions, they can't just be instantaneous for me. It doesn't come that way. I don't know. Maybe it does from others. Maybe some of you guys can do it a bit more naturally. But yeah, I have not painted a still life, and that pot especially, like the way it's constructed, I could not do that without making a drawing first. No, that just wouldn't happen. So one of the things that I was most interested while making this was the lights. Lights and shadows on the color of white, you know. I thought, don't know how it's gonna come out, but I might choose like a bluish, yellowish sort of tones because suddenly I was seeing a lot of blue in the shadows of the white sheet, the drapery, and you can see the sun just came out, and but I was seeing a lot of yellow, but that yellow sometimes was cold, sometimes it was warm, and then suddenly, you know, the shadow of the pot was blue, but then I could see parts that were warm. So, you know, all in all, everything was just quite confusing, and I do feel like I still find things very confusing. Another thing that I was very interested in while making this was the top layer of the leaves was covered with like this sheen of dust because the plant was just usually left there. It would kind of collect a little bit of dust on top that looked a bit velvety, but because of the dust, it had a slight bluish tone to it. Like it didn't have that super glossiness of the leaf. It had this, I don't know how to say it, get this blue velvety like sheen to it, which was interesting. We just passed a part where I had to cut out about 20 seconds of the painting because it got so dark that you couldn't see what I was doing. But, you know, that's just what happens when you have a window next to your painting space. But yeah, I actually was managing this painting that was from life. And I really enjoyed it, and I really thought that it is so valuable to be able to do this, to be able to paint from life. Actually, I'm arranging to maybe in a few months' time to do some life drawing classes plus some life drawing painting, hopefully. It'd be very interested to do some life painting of portraits of people. That's a very valuable experience, obviously, because you know, you don't do that very much. People don't just suddenly decide to, oh yeah, I'll just sit like 2-3 hours for you in like one position. Yeah, it's fine. But you know, it's nice also when you're working together with other people, and you can get a bit of their knowledge and their experience of how things work. You can talk to each other and just go around and see each other's work. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, this is almost the end of the painting. Here are just some finishing touches. I'm, by the way, painting on paper and with acrylic paint. Thanks for watching. This is the final image. Have a nice day.